The end goal of being a great entrepreneur is the who, not how game. And the who, not how game, to define it, is who I hire is more important than how I do anything else. And therefore, essentially, your job as a great entrepreneur is to hire and essentially retain those top people in the roles that are required to help the wheel move forward.
I'd fight you on retain, but hire, yes, absolutely. Hire and appropriately and properly, and I don't even like the word manage, utilize. Yeah, so the thing that most entrepreneurs do is, first of all, they're incapable of getting top talent because the framework for talent acquisition is built in direct contradiction to what top talent wants. And we can talk about that if you want to, but that's very self-interested because I have a staffing agency. The other thing that they do is if they do, by the grace of God, luck into top talent, they ruin them. Within 90 days, top talent is so easy to ruin, and we're taught to ruin them. The way that we're taught to manage employees will ruin top talent. And so it's an unlearning and a relearning of talent utilization that actually, to be frank, happens naturally. It's completely counter to everything that you've ever been taught, but it's entirely natural to how you would do it had you not been taught all of these horrible things, which sadly it's a framework of forced failure. And it's a framework of forced failure because you, me, and everybody else, we like those little things behind me. I have 3,000 books on my home. But the only way to deliver information in such a strictly commoditized fashion is to speak of assets, of processes and people as commodities. And you make all of it two-dimensional. And you make it scalable, which is my least favorite word in the whole wide world. And if it's going to be scalable, then it needs to be formulaic and repeatable and all that garbage. Well, that's what people aren't. People aren't that. They're not commodities. They're not formulaic. They're not repeatable. And we're learning that the hard way with AI, because everything AI can do, I love these people who are like, look what AI can do. Yeah, well, congratulations. You found something else you can't charge for. The key is finding what AI can't do. That's the initiative. Mark Zuckerberg is a petulant child thief and should be taken outside, flogged, covered in ice water, and then left to freeze to die. Like, he's a horrible human with zero morals, right? And I like to use him because there's even things that are admirable about him. What Zuckerberg did from the very beginning is he went for talent and he paid whatever he had to pay for it. He just made an offer of $100 million as a signing bonus. If that doesn't tell you where the market heads, and there's a hierarchical structure here, right? He didn't want anybody, he wanted the best. And this is the real key. And this is what's sad. And I'm going to say a bunch of things that maybe, I don't know if you and I will agree on this. And so if two people agree on everything, one of them is necessary, please feel free to fight me. We're looking at the largest labor collapse in human history. I think that's obvious, right? Like, anybody who doesn't think that is not paying attention. But it doesn't mean that humans will be irrelevant. It means that it's Sean Putty's K-shaped economy. Have you seen Sean Putty talk about the K-shaped?
No.
So the K-shaped economy, from an AI perspective, the base of the K is the line in the sand right now, and then the downward trending leg of the K is 80% of humanity falls to zero. 80% of businesses, 80% of employees, 80% of everybody just goes to zero productivity, universal basic income, pay you to stay at home and watch Netflix. 20% of humanity spikes to a degree of productivity that's impossible to hyperbolize because you'll outrun demand. We'll have mass deflationary events. We'll be able to produce more than anybody ever needs. So I actually think there's a third renaissance coming. I think there's a group of people that have been left behind, and they're probably the best people, dude. These are artists or musicians or playwrights or people that want to do things. Naval talks about this all the time, doing something for the sake of itself. Entrepreneurs don't like that at all. Like, you and me, we'll sit around in a bathtub of gasoline lighting matches. It's going to get very dark for a lot of people. But the people that like to do things just because those things need to be done, it'll be beautiful for them, assuming that humanity can survive long enough to get us there. I'm very optimistic on 100-year time. 100 years from now, AI is the best thing to happen to humanity. 50 years from now, bloodshed and mayhem, right? So we need to find a way, and this is what entrepreneurs do, is we solve problems. We need to find a way to help bridge that gap. And so bringing this all the way back, the key to talent is that there's no amount of money, as Zuckerberg proved, Elon's proved, everybody proves, there's no amount of money you can pay for top talent that's not worth it. Because it's Archimedes' lever. You give me a lever long enough and a place to stand and I can move the world. Well, the lever as an entrepreneur is people. There's only 4 things a business can sell. I'd love for you to challenge me on this thesis, right? It's programs, processes, products, commodity, and people. The only lever we have left are people. And so your job as an entrepreneur, and this is why we're taught to do this wrong, we're taught to hire people like they're commodities. And the way you buy commodities, you get the most for paying the least. Right? So if you're buying corn or crude or land, you want the most for the least. That's the right way to buy a commodity. It's the wrong way to buy people because winners want to win. And The Pareto distribution, nobody understands the Pareto distribution appropriately and properly. And we can talk about that too because it's fractal. But you want to pay the absolute most what I tell people is pay 10% more than the high water mark, which is everybody fights me like, oh, you don't understand my margins, my model, I'll never, and I'm like, no, you don't understand math. Because when you pay 10% more than the high water mark, and the high water mark is the most anybody else is willing to pay, and you're paying 10% more than that, you get somebody, you don't get 10% more back or 50% more back or 100% more back. You get 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, especially in a post-AI world. And you become the upward trending line of the K. You become the best. And that, by the way, in a post-AI world, that's the only one left.